All right, today we're going to go on a little road trip, but not in a car. We're going inside your own body to explore these biological superhighways that keep everything running. And we're going to see what happens when they get stuck in the worst traffic jam imaginable.
I mean, just picture the worst highway traffic you've ever been in. Complete and total gridlock, right? Now, what if I told you that exact same bumper-to-bumper nightmare could happen inside your arteries? You know, the roads that deliver life-sustaining blood to your entire body. Well, it can, and this internal gridlock actually has a name.
That traffic jam is called atherosclerosis, and the cause is this sticky gunk called plaque. Seriously, think of it like grime and rust hardening on the highway walls. It's made of stuff that's already in your blood, things like cholesterol, fats, and calcium. And as more and more of that plaque builds up, the road gets narrower and narrower, making it super hard for blood to get through. Now, with the problem this big, you can bet scientists are always on the lookout for new ways to deal with it. And that brings us to the potential hero of our story today, a compound called DHM. Researchers are looking into it for its possible role in, well, keeping these biological highways flowing nice and smooth. So, how exactly might this compound even work? Well, scientists are investigating 5 totally different pathways. We're calling it the 5-point takedown plan for tackling this internal traffic jam. And trust me, this is where the science gets really, really cool. Okay, so here's the game plan. First, you've got to stop the greedy cells that are causing the pileup. Then, you want to boost the flow by keeping the highway lanes open. After that, it's all about balancing the cargo so it doesn't spill. Then you deploy shields to protect the road from damage. And finally, you calm down the angry signals to stop all the chaos. Let's break down each of these potential superpowers one by one. All right, power number 1, stopping the greedy cells. So your arteries have these little cleanup crews called macrophages. But here's the thing, sometimes they get a little, well, greedy. They start gobbling up so much bad cholesterol that they turn into these sticky foam cells. And those are a huge part of that traffic blocking plaque. What early research is suggesting is that DHM might help tell these cells to just chill out, limiting the pileup before it even gets bad. Next up, boosting the highway's flow. There's this molecule in your body called nitric oxide. Think of it as your body's own personal traffic controller. Its job is to tell your arteries to relax and widen, which basically opens up more lanes for blood to flow through. Some studies suggest that DHM might help this traffic controller do its job even better, keeping that superhighway wide open and preventing gridlock. Now, let's talk about the cargo that's actually on this highway, cholesterol. You've got the bad LDL cholesterol, which is kind of like messy, unstable cargo that can spill all over the road and cause a blockage. But then you have the good HDL cholesterol. These are the tow trucks constantly working to clear away all that debris. The reason DHM is being studied here is for its potential to do both, lower the amount of that messy cargo and, at the same time, call in more tow trucks to keep things clean. Any highway is going to get some wear and tear, and in your body, we call that oxidative stress. You can picture it as rust or little potholes forming on the artery walls, which weakens them over time. Well, DHM has antioxidant properties. That means it might act like a protective shield, guarding the highway walls from all that daily damage. And finally, power number 5, calming the angry signals. In our traffic jam analogy, inflammation is like 1,000 angry drivers all honking their horns at once, just creating total chaos. Those honks are actually chemical signals called pro-inflammatory cytokines, and you can see some of their technical names right here. Research suggests DHM might be able to step in like a peacekeeper, basically turning down the volume on all these angry signals and creating a much calmer, quieter environment. Okay, we've covered a lot of really exciting science, but now we have to pump the brakes for a very, very important reality check. I'm going to read this directly from our source material, word for word. DHM is not an FDA-approved treatment for atherosclerosis. This is absolutely critical to understand. So after exploring all this really fascinating science, and then hitting that major disclaimer, you're probably asking yourself, okay, so what's the real takeaway here? Here's the bottom line. What we've shared today is a peek into some fascinating early-stage research. It is not medical advice. The potential we've talked about is still being explored. And that's why, before you ever consider trying DHM or any other new supplement, the absolute most important step you can take is to talk to your doctor. They're the only one who can help you figure out what's actually right for your personal health. You know, the science behind compounds like DHM is just a powerful reminder that there is this whole universe of secrets just hiding out in nature, waiting to be discovered. It really makes you wonder, right? What other solutions might be found in the foods we already eat every single day? Thanks for joining me for this one.